Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the campus of Wilmington College and to Tewksbury-Delaney Field for this afternoon's Ohio Athletic Conference doubleheader series, 2 9-inning games pitting the visiting Pioneers of Marietta College against the host, the Fighting Quakers of Wilmington College. To meet the starting lineups for both teams for Game 1, first for the Pioneers of Marietta. Leading off and playing second base, number 4, Jeff Snyder. Batting second, number 5, the shortstop, Chris Petrucci. Batting third, number 13, the DH, Shane Fetzko. Batting fourth, number 15, the first baseman, Mike Hale. Batting fifth, number 10, the third baseman, Damian Yenzi. Batting sixth, number 14, the right fielder, Zach Ward. Batting seventh, number 55, the catcher, Brady Cottom. Batting eighth, number 6, the left fielder, Jonathan Pingree. Batting ninth, number 23, the center fielder, Seamus Keneally, and pitching on the mound for Marietta, number 24, David Stover. Pioneers come into this game with a 20-9 overall record, 8-4 in the OAC, and are coached by Brian Brewer in his 15th season. Now let's meet the starting line for the home team of the scoreboard, the Fighting Quakers of Wilmington College. Leading off, in playing right field, number 23, Joe Legan. Batting second, number 10, the center fielder, Josh Chua. Batting third, number 29, the first baseman, Jake Hyatt. Batting cleanup, number 34, the DH, Luke Kleindl. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 13, Casey Bodorf. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 22, Nick Silvis. Batting seventh, number 21, the second baseman, Gage Bly. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 38, Daniel Hayes. Batting ninth, number 6, the left fielder, Antonio Miller. And pitching on the mound for the Quakers, number 19, Lance Fleischman. Quakers come in with a 9-19 overall record, 1-9 in the OAC, and are coached by Dan Cleaver in his 4th season. Now, if I could ask everyone to please rise, gentlemen, move your caps and face the flag over the visiting dugout down the third base line for the playing of our national anthem. Programs are available behind or in front of the...
All right, good afternoon. This is CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college sports, and also WZAA 106.9 LPFM in Jeffersonville, Ohio. Rick Phillips here in for Game 1 of this doubleheader with Marietta Pioneers, the Wilmington Fighting Quakers against Marietta, and in action today, this doubleheader will be starting here at 1 o'clock, getting underway now, and our second game will start sometime around 4 o'clock. It'll depend, obviously, on when this first game concludes, and we'll have about a 30-minute break between the two games. Expect Joe Davis in here at some point. Joe, my partner in crime here. Where do we have the actual records here? On the front. Oh, just like so. The Quakers come in overall 9-19 and 1-9 in the OAC, and the Pioneers, they come in 20-9 and 8-4 in the OAC. I think we've got that on Game 2, the actual score bug there. But we are broadcasting live, both video and audio. We hadn't anticipated being able to do video today, at least in the first game, but we found out we had some bandwidth available, so we're taking advantage of that. And so we are bringing the live video stream as well as the audio stream, both on our station in Jeffersonville, Ohio, as well as on campusnation.com, the sports animal. I want to welcome all those in Eastern Ohio and the Marietta area. Welcome to Quaker Baseball. So we've got a base hit right off the bat. Number 4. Who was the leadoff batter there that just got that hit?
Now batting for the Pioneers, number 5, shortstop Chris Petrucci.
Okay, so Chris Petrucci will be batting second. He's the shortstop for Marietta, number 5, wearing a Johnny Bench number. So we've got a runner at first base already. We're right here in the top of the first inning. And that's a strike. Got to remember where the scoreboard is in proximity to the softball diamond. We were at softball yesterday, and so now we're going to reacclimate to baseball. So it's 0-1, and that is low. A ball, 1-1. Petrucci batting .333, takes a strike. It is now 1-2. Runner staying close to first base. Got a brief timeout here. Petrucci's readjusting his batting glove. Runner at first taking a lead. And the ball is hit to center field. That looks like it'll be camped under, and the out is made. So we now have 1 out. Runner at first comes back to first base. So Petrucci out.
Batting for the Pioneers, number 13, DH, Shane Fetzko.
Fetzko is number 13, Shane Fetzko. He is batting now. Shane, his average is .336 currently. The runner steals. The throw down to second base is not in time, so that is a stolen base. Pioneers now have a runner in scoring position. We have 1 out. Once again, in the top of the first inning here, just the game getting underway. Beautiful day for baseball, as it was yesterday. A good day for softball, at least here in Southwest Ohio. And that ball is hit to right field. Right fielder camping under it and makes the catch. Runner tags and goes to third base. So now at third with 2 down.
Stepping in the batter's box for the Pioneers with 2 outs, number 15, the first baseman, Mike Hale.
So Mike Hale batting .333 will be stepping in, number 15 for the Pioneers. He's got a runner in scoring position. A base hit would score a run and put the Pioneers up 1-0 here in the top of the first inning. We'll see if we can close this out, get this out, and move on to the bottom of the first. First pitch is a strike. Next pitch, a swing and a strike. So we're 0-2. Dug himself a hole. See if we can get this strike and go into the bottom of the first inning with no harm. Runner at third base. That's high. Tried to get him to chase one up and high, but he didn't bite. So it's now 1-2. And that pitch is hit, and just beyond the third baseman, that will score the run for Marietta. They now are up 1-0. Still 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. A runner now at first. So very timely hitting by Mr. Hale as he put one just beyond the third baseman's reach between the shortstop and third baseman, and he now resides at first base with a lead. High and outside. 1-0. Runner taking not much of a lead. He's out at first base. And that ball is hammered down the left field line over the left fielder's head. That brings another run in. The throw at home way too late, overthrown. And that is a double. And now Marietta is up 2-0 right here in the top of the first inning. They've struck for 2 runs with 2 outs.
The batting for Marietta, number 14, the right fielder, Zach Ward.
You're listening to Fighting Quaker Baseball on CampusNation.com, the sports animal, and WZAA 106.9 LPFM in Jeffersonville, Ohio, Fayette County. That pitch is low. Gets away from the catcher and allows the runner to go to third. So, call that a pass ball?
Yes.
Officially a passed ball. So, an error on the catcher. And the runner now at third base and ready to score with a hit. Fouled off to the right, up and over the Fighting Quaker dugout. Nope, that's a good oops and not a bad oops.
Can't have 2 RBIs, only 1 run scored.
Yeah. I was hoping to hear you sing the national anthem, and you didn't. Just one of the things you could add to your resume, Mitch. So it's 2-1, and now 2-2. Strike on the outside corner, right about the knees. That takes the count full. 3-2. Was up high. So 3-2, 2 outs. Top of the first inning, runner at third base, and that one is hammered right up the middle. Scooped up by the shortstop and on to first base. Good play. And finally gets the out. So 2 runs cross the plate here in the top of the first inning for Marietta.
3 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on
There were
base.
3 hits. There were,
Half of the first, trailing 2-0.
and there was 1 error, right?
No errors.
No errors.
Pass ball's not an error.
Oh, it's not an error? Okay. I'd call it an error, but I'm rough.
7-1 with a 2.23 ERA, 38 strikeouts in 40 innings.
Pretty good ERA. So what's this gentleman's name? That's going to be fun. This is David Stover, right? David Stover, a senior, and he is from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Imagine that. Thomas Jefferson High School. Of course, Marietta, not far from Pittsburgh. And we want to welcome all those out there that might be listening to our broadcast in the Marietta area. And he is a side armor. Boy, that'll be an interesting pickup there. And just for inquiring minds, our game time temperature 54 degrees. We're supposed to be up in about the mid 60s. This is the kind of pitcher in the first game that'll mess you up for the second game.
First inning for the Quakers. Number 23, the right fielder, Joe Legan.
Go for the Quakers. Number 23, Joe Legan. That ball's fouled off to the left. Joe hitting .305, lays down what looked to be possibly a bunt, but it is foul. So the count's no balls, 2 strikes. And that brings him up. So we've got 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning.
Center fielder Josh Chua.
Chua is a man of the world. He has traveled all over. He's hailed from Great Britain. He's been in California. He is here in Wilmington, and I think after he graduates, going to be going to Cleveland. Takes a strike. 0-1. Fouls that off to the right-hand side. Schwa hitting .317 currently for the Fighting Quakers. So he's quickly 0-2 here. That one fouled back to the screen. Holding it 0-2. These side armors, these submarine type throwers, they sort of like a knuckleball. They mess up the batters for the next game. And hits back to the pitcher and over to the first baseman to record the second out of the inning. 2 up, 2 down.
Now batting for the Quakers with 2 outs. Number 29, the first baseman, Jake Hyatt.
Jake Hyatt up, number 29 for the Quakers. Jake Hyatt batting .250. First pitch is outside, a ball. Next pitch he hits right up the middle. That is a base hit. So the Quakers have their first hit and their first base runner with 2 outs. Let's see if Wilmington can put together some scoring with 2 outs, as the Pioneers did in the top half of the inning.
Now batting for the Quakers, number 34, the DH, Luke Kleindahl.
Luke Kleindahl will be in to bat. Luke is batting .326 currently for the Quakers. Ties into one and fouls it to the right. So we're at 0-1. Runner takes a small lead, and that is right up the center. It's snagged by the second baseman and manages to get it over to the shortstop for the out. Good play by the second baseman. On his belly, was able to flip the ball up and get the runner going to second out. So after 1 inning, it is Marietta 2 and your Fighting Quakers nothing. Looks like the Pioneers have a few area prospects on their team. They've got a first baseman, Mike Hale. No, I guess that's Zach Ward, a sophomore from Dayton, Ohio. Northmont, the Thunderbolt. We've got a few that are from the Columbus area. Grove City to be one, Anthony Williams. And Quinn Hecker, freshman from Mason, Ohio.
Number 55, the catcher, Brady Cotto.
All right, we're underway here. Brady Cotton is up. His average is 281. So quickly 2 strikes. We're here in the top of the second inning with Marietta leading 2-0. And the ball is swung at, down to first base. He's out. He ran. So we record our first out of the second inning for the Marietta.
Now batting for the Pioneers, number 6.
Marietta gathering both their runs with 2 outs in the top of the first inning. Very timely hitting on their part. Next pitch is a solid hit right up the center for number 6, Jonathan Pingree. He is a sophomore from, looks like Farmington, West Virginia, Notre Dame High School. And make sure I've got the right school. 1, 2, 3, 4, right. And so he's on at first base. We have 1 out. We have 1 on. And now coming up to bat will be Seamus Canale. Quick throw to first base. Runner gets back. Is that Seamus? Does that look like Seamus Canale? Seamus. So the H is not there. And he is a sophomore from, as we said, Thomas Jefferson High School in Pittsburgh. Marietta not being too far from Pittsburgh. He hits one down the left field line, and it is going to result in the runner getting to third base. And Seamus pulling into second base. So a double. So we have runners at second, runners at third. We have only 1 out. And Marietta set up to attempt to score some more runs here in the top of the second. Got an equipment problem here, third base. Is there like a post in the ground that it sits in, or is it just in the mud? Okay. It's loose? Yeah. So they're doing some work at third base. The bag is needing to be worked on to make sure it doesn't move. Don't want anyone catching their ankle and twisting it. Back in place. The number 4, Jeff Snyder, will be in. Sophomore. He is from Norton, Ohio. Snyder is batting .358 currently. And he takes a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out still here in the top of the second inning. We've got runners at second and third. Ball's camped under. Runner tags. He's coming home. The throw is home, but it's off to the left. So Marietta scores their 3rd run on a sacrifice fly. Runner remains at second base.
Number 5, the shortstop, Chris Petrucci.
Petrucci up next. Chris batting, as we said, .333, and I think he added a hit this past time up, so. Three to nothing, Marietta over the Fighting Quakers. Fouls one off to the right. Chase and just over the fence and out of play. So back to second base. High and outside. 1-1. It looks like Canale is actually, let's see, I'm trying to, because I said he was from Pittsburgh, but I think he's actually from, yeah, that's what I thought. Canale is from Lebanon, Ohio, so he went to Lebanon High School. And that ball is hit to the right side. Second baseman picks it up, throws it to first base. He's out. So the Pioneers are retired here in the top of the second inning, but they do score a run. They have 2 hits. So after 1.5 innings, it's the Pioneers 3 and the Quakers nothing. Our other camera shot almost looks like we're out on a golf course. We've got fans in the outfield sitting up on the hill. Some of the fans down left field line. And there were quite a few people that have driven in from Marietta. Which one thing I can say is most of the OAC schools, they travel very well, and whatever the sport it is. Yesterday, our softball game pitted the Quakers and the Mount Union Purple Raiders, and they had quite a few fans from the Cleveland area here yesterday. So good travel.
Leading off the bottom of the second, number 13, the catcher, Casey Bodorf.
So for the Quakers, Casey Bodorf will lead off here in the bottom of the second inning. Quakers down 3-0 now. See if we can get something going here. Maybe put some runs on the board. First pitch is a strike. And for those of you that are actually watching this, I don't know if you can see the side arming of this pitcher, but he really can get low. Really messes a batter up. So it's 1-1. That pitch is also low and outside. 2-1. That's a strike. 2-2. Yeah, time to be swinging. All right, 2-2. No outs. Bottom of the second inning. Hit back to the pitcher, little nubber. He throws on to first base, and we record the first out.
Now batting for Wilmington, number 22, the third baseman, Nick Silvas.
Number 22, Nick Silvas. He's a sophomore, and he is from my alma mater, Beaver Creek. That's inside and tight. 1 ball. And that is a hit to the shortstop. He gobbles it up, throws it on to first base, and records the out. We have 2 outs now.
Now batting for Wilmington, number 21, the second baseman, Gage Bly.
Gage Bly will be up now batting for the Quakers. And looks like Gage is from the Beaver Creek area as well. And he quickly hits, and the out is recorded. So 3 up, 3 down. Once again here in the bottom of the second inning. We're going to go to the top of the third inning with the Marietta Pioneers in the lead, 3-0.
Down for the Quakers in the second after 2 complete our score in game 1. Marietta 3, Wilmington 0.
Want to welcome any alumni here from Wilmington College you might be watching wherever you are throughout the country. We know we get a lot of viewers and listeners from all over the United States that have graduated from Wilmington College. We've got some down in the Florida area. I know we've got a few in Texas. So if you are watching or listening, we welcome you as well as those in the Marietta area that might be watching our broadcast as well. CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college sports. And WZAA LPFM. We're an FM radio station in Fayette County, just about 26 miles north up Interstate 71 from Wilmington. Once again, if you weren't here at the top of the broadcast, Marietta comes in 20-9 overall with an OAC record of 8-4, and the Quakers come in 9-19 with a 1-9 OAC record. Bryce Gandy is into bat here in the top of the third inning. He takes a ball outside. Gets one down to the third baseman. He snatches it, throws it on, and it pulls. Well, he stays on. Okay, gets the out. So he records the out. First baseman stays on the bag. We have our first out recorded. Mike Hale up batting for the Pioneers. He hits one down to the shortstop, gobbles it up and off to first, and 2 outs. So quickly in this inning, the Fighting Quakers are getting 2 quick outs.
The third baseman, Damian Yenzi.
Damian Yenzi up number 10 for Marietta. He is a freshman, and he is from Pittsburgh. Quite a few, that's a strike. Quite a few of the players here for Marietta, quite naturally from the Pittsburgh area. So it's 0-1. There are 2 outs. We're in the top of the third inning with Marietta up 3-0, and that is also a strike. So 2 quick strikes with no balls. See if we can get this third strike and get the hack in here in the bottom of the third inning. And that is driven to left field. Left fielder over, camping under it. Center fielder coming over and making the catch. So 3 up, 3 out. No hits.
In the top of the third, Wilmington about home half trailing 3-0.
It is 3-0. Pioneers over the Fighting Quakers. The mayor of Greenfield, Angie, you're listening. Hello there. How are you? All right, here in the bottom of the third inning.
Leading off the bottom third inning for the Quakers, number 38, the shortstop,
Daniel Hayes. Daniel is a senior. Once again, from the Beaver Creek area. First pitch, it's a ball, it's low. Once again, this pitcher for Marietta, a side armor, a submariner, whatever you want to call it, His pitch comes from the side. It's hard to pick up sometimes. Fouled back, so we've got a count of 1-1 here. Attempted a bunt, called a strike, 1-2. Pitcher's a pretty quick worker. Doesn't take much time to get set. Back in a swing, and that is a strikeout. So we have one out here in the bottom of the third inning.
Now batting for Wilmington, number 6, the left fielder Antonio Miller.
It almost takes like at least a couple times through the lineup for these players to sort of pick up on the on this motion from the pitcher. This is Antonio Miller, number 6 for the Quakers. He takes a strike. It's 0-1. He hits it to the first baseman, tosses over to the pitcher, and the pitcher muffs the play, drops the ball. Is that an E on the pitcher? Or it's on the throw? That's what I thought.
Now batting for Wilmington, number 23, the right fielder Joe Leggin.
So after the errant throw by the pitcher to the first, from the first baseman to the pitcher to the first baseman, Antonio Miller goes to second base. So now we are in scoring position here at second base, and that's fouled off to the third base side. The count's now 0-1. Low, ball 1. It's 1-1. Miller not traveling far off of second base. And that ball's hit to the shortstop. It's going to hold a runner at second base, throw to first base, and out. We've got 2 outs now. 2 outs. Once again, Miller still at second base. Schwa is in now to bat. This is his second time around. We've got 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. A runner, Miller, at second base. And see if Schwa can get him in here. Be nice to at least put a run on the board here. Fouled back to the screen, just above our camera. Next pitch. Down and in the dirt almost. 1-1. That pitch is hit to the third baseman. He picks it up on to first base. Records the 3rd out of the inning. We strand a runner at second base, Miller. And so after 3 innings, it's Marietta, the Pioneers, 3, and the Wilmington Fighting Quakers, nothing. Duh. So leading off here in the top of the fourth inning, Zach Ward,
Leading off the top of the fourth for Marietta,
batting
number 14,
278.
Zach Ward.
First pitch is fouled off to the third base side. 0-1. Outside and a little low. 1-1. That's fouled off to the right. First baseman giving chase just beyond the fence there. So 1-2. Once again, fouled off down the third base side. Count holds at 1-2. No outs here in the top of the fourth inning. This is their leadoff hitter. That pitch fouled off to the right. Count holds at 1-2. That pitch is high and outside. 2-2. That ball's hit to the third baseman. Makes the play. 1 out.
Stepping the batter's box for the Pioneers, number 55.
So an infield out to the third baseman. Ward is retired. Brady Cotton coming up for the Pioneers. Platt squares to bunt, takes a strike. Actually sort of ran to the pitch. So it's 0-1. There's 1 out. Top of the fourth inning. That one fouled off to the third base side. 1-2. Or 0-2. Once again, fouled back to the press box here. Hope it doesn't hit my car. There's no bodies laying out there from getting hit, is there? No. 0-2, 1 out, top of the fourth inning. 3-0 Pioneers over the Quakers, and that's off the pitcher's glove to the second baseman. He still makes the play. We record our second out. It's like an assist. Yes, it hit his glove.
Stepping the batter's box for the Edit Express with 2 outs. Number 6, the left fielder, Jonathan Pingree.
Pingree in number 6 for the Pioneers. Jonathan hitting .258. That ball was in the dirt. Ball 1, kicks off. Swing and miss. 1-1. Foul to the back here, over on the first baseline. So count holds at 1-2. There are 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Pioneers up 3-0. They got their runs in the 1st and 2nd inning, 2 in the 1st and 1 in the 2nd. That's outside low. 2-2. Hanging tough. Ball fouled back. Almost into Hargrave Creek, I think. Two and two. Once again fouled back. Same, almost exact place. So 2s are wild here. 2, 2, and 2 out. Three and 2, and as Joe would say, the count's even now. 3 and 2 with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. and that's a walk. Especially if Joe comes. Now, if my partner comes here, don't ever say that because he'll just. All right, so we do have a base runner with 2 out here.
Is it 2 nines, 2 9-inning games?
Yes, sir. Seamus Canalian batting for the Pioneers. It is 0-1. That's ball, 1-1. Runner staying close to first, not taking much of a lead. That ball is hit between the third baseman and the shortstop. So the runners to first and to second. So once again, with 2 outs, the Pioneers have got something brewing here. They've got a runner in scoring position. 2 runners on base. We are here in the top of the 4th inning. You're listening to CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college sports, and also WZAA 106.9 LPFM in Jeffersonville, Ohio. We're here for the first of 2 games in this doubleheader here at Wilmington College. That first pitch is a strike. Both runners taking a pretty good lead. That pitch is hit to the right fielder. Camping under it, makes the catch, and that ends the inning. So, 2 men left on for the Pioneers, but no score. So once again, the Marietta Pioneers 3 and the Wilmington Fighting Quakers coming to bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning with no score yet for them. And I guess we have senior day at the at lacrosse.
Correct.
Is that men's or women's? Women's lacrosse, senior day. Yesterday for our the women's in softball. First game with Mount Union, 9-2 Mount Union. And the second game, kind of a tough game because the Quakers were leading and sort of let that game slip away in the last inning or two. That game was Mount Union 8 and Wilmington 5. Wilmington, the ladies are now 11-15. That was in 8 innings that they So 13-0 win in 5 innings. And who are they playing? Oh, okay. Ohio University Chillicothe. We almost did a basketball game at OU Chillicothe, but it was weather related. We didn't make it. So it's now 0-1 here for the Quakers in the bottom of the 4th inning. No outs. Ball's fouled to the right-hand side, over to the Quakers dugout, and now it's 0-2. This is Jake Hyatt. And Jake is a junior from Madeira, right down the line, but just foul before it crosses the first base bag. 0-2 quickly. Jake. And a strikeout. So, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Luke Kleindahl in to bat for the Quakers. Oh, and 1. Strike. That's fouled back to the right. Quickly 0-2. And he swings at a pitch, probably outside and low, but that is a strikeout. Second out in the inning in the bottom of the 4th inning. Fighting Quakers haven't been able to figure out this side armor. And that ball's hit to the second baseman, throws over to the first baseman, and records the out. So once again, 3 up and 3 down. We're going to the top of the 5th inning with Marietta leading 3-0 over the Fighting Quakers. We've got nothing happening tomorrow. In fact, it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so I have a feeling that there won't be many sports that do anything tomorrow. Then Tuesday, we've got the Invitational at East Clinton, track and field. We do that. This is the 3rd year that we've done that. We also, this Saturday, we've got a spring game down in Nelsonville. We've got Hocking College, who we've done games for the last couple years. The Hawks will be covering their spring game live. And we've got baseball and softball this week, right? So as soon as we figure that out, I'll give you that information. Everything's sort of been compressed this month because of the reschedules and the rearranging, bringing in league games over teams that are non-league.
Leading off the 5th inning for the Edit Express,
So,
5, the shortstop, Chris Petrucci.
Chris Petrucci in on the top of the 5th inning. Chris is hitting .333, and he smacks one to left field. That's going to drop. It is a base hit. He's going for 2. He's holding up. Nope, now he's running after the throw gets away from the first baseman, and he'll end up with a triple. Actually, there'll be an error on that.
Single and an error.
A single and an error? Yeah.
Single and an error.
Yeah, I would say you're right. So he is now at third base, and of course, no outs. Shane Fesco coming up to bat for Marietta. That's a strike. And that is hit to the shortstop. Going to give up the run, but get the out. So we record 1 out, and the Pioneers now score their 4th run.
Now batting for Marietta, number 15, the first baseman, Mike Hale.
So right now that is unearned.
Right now it's unearned.
Right now.
If the runner would be at second base with 1 out. If it was unearned. No. If there wasn't a throwing error, he would.
So Mike Hale, number 15, in to bat for Marietta. With 1 run in, and it's 0-1 now. There is 1 out. And that is hit to the third baseman, but beyond his reach. So we now have 1 man on. We've had 1 run in. There is 1 out.
Now batting for Marietta, number 10, the third baseman, Damian Yenzi.
Damian Yenzi, the third baseman, number 10, in to bat with a man on. 1 out. And he steals second base. It's thrown into right field, and he's going to go on to third base. Error on the catcher. So we've already had 2 errors in this inning. So that complicates your earned run theory here. So Damian Yenzi, he gets a hit, and that is out of here. No, just inside the fence. So that is going to bring home 1 run.
Now batting for Marietta, number 14, the right fielder, Zach Ward.
So that's a double, and we now have a 5-0 Marietta lead. So everything's earned.
Everything's earned, yes.
So runner at second base. Still just 1 out. And Zach Ward lifts this, looks like, to the second baseman. He's coming over into almost foul territory.
It's fair. Umpire said fair.
Okay, so it was just in fair territory. Runner holds at second base, and we record the 2nd out of the inning.
Now batting for Marietta with 2 outs, number 55, the catcher, Brady Cotto.
Brady Cotto in now, number 55 for Marietta. Runner still in scoring position at second base, takes a lead. Swings and misses. Strike 1. 0-1. And that's called a strike. 0-2. And that is swung on, hit to the shortstop. He will make the throw, and we record the 3rd out. But Marietta has added to their score. They picked up a couple runs here in this inning. They all became earned with that blast to the left field fence. So, after 4.5 innings, the Marietta Pioneers 5 and the Wilmington Fighting Quakers nothing.
Marietta in the 5th. 2 runs and 3 hits, 2 Quaker errors, and 1 runner left on base. Wilmington batting the home half of the 5th, trailing 5-0.
Once again, want to say hello to all our viewers. Got a nice big crowd watching today. You can tell by the numbers we see here. A lot of interest in this game. And we've got a lot of fans out here in the stands, both on the Quaker side as well as Marietta. One thing I can say about the OAC is that they travel well. We get get the fans in, regardless of how far in Ohio they're traveling from. And actually, we will be doing come football season at least one, maybe two John Carroll games, as well as some Baldwin Wallace games. So we are expanding our coverage of the OAC with some additional football games here.
22, the third baseman, Nick Silvis.
So Nick Silvis in for the Quakers, leading off here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Quakers down 5-0. Need to get some rally going here. That pitch was low. It's 1-0. Once again, this pitcher from Marietta, a sidearm pitcher, submarine pitcher. It's very difficult to pick that up. And that is hit to the third baseman. He makes the play. One down quickly for the Quakers.
Stepping in the batter's box, Wilmington, number 21, the second baseman, Gage Bly.
You'd hope that after maybe the second time around, these Quakers would start picking up on his pitching, but he has befuddled them, that's for sure. Bly is in now for the Quakers with one out. And that is a strike. And that is a hit to right field. Solid hit.
Now batting for the Quakers, number 38, the shortstop, Daniel Hayes.
So we've got a runner at first base with one out. Daniel Hayes in for the Quakers. So is that coming from the stadium?
Yes.
Okay. So our lacrosse, men's lacrosse, is getting underway. It's senior day at the stadium. And that is hit up the middle, but the shortstop snags it, gets it to the second baseman, on to the first baseman, but the player was pulled, or the first baseman was pulled off the bag. So we've got still a runner at first base, second base eliminated. So there are two outs now. Runner still on first base. So do we have a substitution here?
We do.
Yeah, that's a long Star-Spangled Banner.
Yes.
So was that recorded or was that someone singing it? Oh, okay.
Pitch hitting for the Quakers, number 2, Joey Allender.
So Allender is in pitch hitting for the Quakers with two outs here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Quakers really haven't had much going on. I think the furthest we've had anybody has been second base. And he takes a strike. 0-1. That's fouled off to the left. Is he fast? Yeah, okay. Swung on and fouled once again down third baseline. So the count is 0-2. There are two outs here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Quakers have a runner at first base. Oh. Almost went fishing. So 1-2.
Did you go?
There's only 9 people here. So, yeah.
Well, it's rescheduled, so
Kind of sucky, but
that makes rescheduled. That's fine.
So it's 2-2, and the runner at first base steals second. So we have a runner now in scoring position at second base.
Linda Smith.
Outside, 3-2. Gets a hold of one, hits it to the second baseman off to the first baseman, and the Quakers once again retired here in the bottom of the fifth inning. No runs for the Quakers, 5 runs for the Marietta Pioneers.
One hit, no errors.
There was 1 hit in this inning.
5 complete. Marietta leads 5-0.
We'll be going into the top of the 6th inning here.
Oh, okay, perfect. All right, great. We'll do. Okay, awesome. Thanks, Mitch.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Pointers out there? He's playing left field? Correct. Why isn't Joey playing left field? David Pointer? Correct. Correct. Yeah, nice. Can't sound that better out of it. Correct. Defensive change for the Quakers, playing left field. Number 28, David Pointer. Correct.
Correct. So, Pointer going into left field for the Quakers now. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Marietta leads 5-0.
Sixth, the left fielder, Jonathan Pingree.
Jonathan Pingree in for the Pioneers. Hitting .258. And he hits one to the third baseman. 1 out.
Now batting for Marietta, number 23, the center fielder, Seamus Keneally.
So, Seamus Keneally in for the Marietta Pioneers. With 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. No runners on base. That's outside and low. 1-0. And that is fouled off to the third base side. 1-1. And that's hit down the third base line. And we'll go out to the field. He's going to round first, but decides not to go to second. Throws in. So he stays at first base.
Now batting for Marietta, number 4, the second baseman, Jeff Snyder.
Now Snyder will be in batting for Marietta with 1 man on and 1 out. That's a strike. 0-1. Pitches in the dirt. 1-1. Runner taking a lead at first base. Pitches in and down past the third baseman, off his glove, rounding second, and he's going to go back to second base. So we have runners at first and second. Once again, just 1 out. That wouldn't be an error, would it? I think it's a hit too. Yeah.
Now batting for Marietta, number 5, the shortstop, Chris Petrucci.
Yeah, it looked like a hit to me. Couldn't have caught that. That was a tough play. Petrucci and he is batting .333, so pretty good hitter. And he also hits one down third base line, but it's foul. So the Pioneers have runners at first and second base. They've got one out. The count is 0-1 right now with one out. One ball, one strike. Was that part of their broadcast crew?
Yes. They broadcast every game of Marietta College baseball since 1974.
Oh, that's great.
Quite a big stretch.
Now, is that is an actual radio station?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. They probably didn't have streaming in the 70s. Right back to the pitcher, and he doubles the runner off first base. So good play by our pitcher, and that results in retiring the side. So no runs in that inning.
Nice play by Lance. For the Pioneers in the sixth, no runs on 2 hits, no Wilmington errors, and 1 runner left on base. Fight Quakers at bat, then you bottom of the 6th, trailing 5-0.
But we didn't know that till it happened. So why don't I have a number 23 in our roster?
He's 20 because, don't get me started about that. Joe Legan wears number 23 and 27 and decides
Before the game, which one he wants, huh? Okay, so Joe Legan. So this is the epitome of, I guess,
SID nightmare.
baseball players that they have that.
Leading off the bottom of the 6th, Wilmington, number 23, the right fielder, Joe Legan.
So it depends on which jersey he's wearing, right? So number 23. Okay. Well, Joe, let's get a hit. This is for good luck. So we're here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Marietta Pioneers up 5-0, and Joe gets a hit. Nope. Second baseman grabs the ball and fast. Boy, that was a great play.
Stepping in batter's box, Wilmington,
Joe's
10.
retired.
The center fielder, Josh Chua.
That was great range for the second baseman there. He actually made the play on the third base side of the second base and threw out Joe. Great play. So we've got one out. That ball is hit once again to the second baseman. He records the second error, or second out. So he's made both outs so far this inning.
The first baseman, Jake Hyatt.
So with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Hyatt's going to be in for the Quakers. That ball is hit to the shortstop. Scoops it up and on to first base. Pulls him off the bag, but they call him out. And there's one less fly in the press box here. So, 3 up, 3 down. We're going to the 7th inning with the Pioneers up 5-0 over the Fighting Quakers. It is. This is a very fast game. But that's good for me. And just to let everybody know that's listening to Campus Nation, we do our annual NFL draft tonight. So we'll be back in our studios in Jeffersonville with 4 nefarious characters all helping us with the NFL draft. And we usually get a pretty high percentage. All right, in the top of the 7th inning, we've got number 13, Shane Fesco. And it's muffed there at shortstop, so we've got an error on the shortstop, allowing Fesco to make it to first base. Now we've got 1 runner on.
Now batting for the Pioneers, number 15, the first baseman, Mike Hale.
So a runner at first base, no out. Mike Hale in to bat for the Pioneers. Bat is high. 1 ball, no strikes. And that is slammed down to the third baseman. He throws to second base, records the out. The runner is safe at first, no throw. So we get the lead runner, and now 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Damian Yensi in for Marietta, number 10. Runner at first base takes a lead. We've got 1 out here in the top of the 7th. 5-0 Marietta over Wilmington. That is a strike, 1-0. That's outside, 1-1. Swing and miss. 1-2. It's a great day in the neighborhood to be playing baseball today in Wilmington, Ohio. Beautiful day, perfect day. Not too hot, not too cold, just right. No rain today, it's tomorrow. Runner's off. Throw down to second. He is out. Oh, they call him safe. That looked good. And I had a view right through the, yeah, he looked good. So the runner is safe at second base. The count is 1-2, 2-2. And there now is a runner in scoring position for Marietta. That ball is off the third baseman. Shortstop picks it up. And we will have an error on the third baseman. No, I agree. That was an error. Yep. So we have runners at first and second base. We've got 1 out still for Marietta. And now number 14, Zach Ward is in for the Marietta Pioneers with runners at first and second base, runner in scoring position. That is inside and low, 1-0. Yeah. Yeah. And that ball is slammed to the left fielder. He makes the catch. Runners back to first and second base. I thought it was too. So, yeah. I'm always a little tougher than I am. Yeah, see, I'm a...
Now batting for Marietta, number 55, the catcher, Brady Cottom.
Brady Cottom in now for Marietta. Runners still at first and second. We've got 2 outs. And that is a strike. That's a ball in the dirt. 1-1. And that's a bunt. And everybody will be safe. We've got the bases loaded now. Good play. Caught the Quakers a little flat-footed here. So the bases are loaded with 2 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Marietta once again with 2 runners now in scoring position.
The left fielder, Jonathan Pingree.
Jonathan Pingree, and with the bases loaded. Right. That ball is a strike. Good pitch. Would be good to strand 3. That would be good. But that's lifted out to right field, and the right fielder camps under it and gets it.
For Marietta, the 7th, 1 run on 2 hits, 2 Wilmington errors, and 3 runners left on base. Wilmington will bat in the home half of the 5th, trailing 5-0.
So 5-0 after 6.5 innings. We're at the 7th inning stretch. Everybody up, and let's sing. No? No singing? Oh, all right. If that was you, that's not the way you score baseball. They'll start calling Mitch the meanie. Once again, looks like the biggest crowd watching today's game that we've had thus far. Want to welcome everyone to Fightin' Quaker Baseball. Quakers are trailing the Pioneers 5-0 here in the middle of the 7th inning. We've got the stretch going on here. Luke Kleindl in for the Quakers, the designated hitter. Trying to solve the riddle of this sidearm pitcher for Marietta. Fine pitcher, and he's bewildered us. First pitch is low, a ball, 1-0. That's fouled off to the right side. You're going to worry about that? Kind of answers it. That ball's hit to the shortstop, gobbles it up, throws on to first base, 1 out.
Now batting for Wilmington at number 13, the catcher, Casey Bodorf.
Up now, Casey Bodorf for the Quakers. Got 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. Two flies dead now. That ball's hit up the center, and it's a base hit. So the Quakers with a base runner here in the bottom of the 7th inning with 1 out. Self is coming up now. You're listening to CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college sports. Bringing you Fightin' Quaker Baseball. First strike. Two strikes. So have we got a substitution? No. That's Gage. Okay. Reaches out, fouls one off down the third baseline. Still count holding at 0-2. We have one runner on, one out. Bottom of the seventh. Just outside, 1-2. Yeah, it's a good crowd. Beautiful day. It's the first time we've had any decent weather, really. And that is fouled to the third base side. Count holding at 1-2. Gage Bly in the on-deck circle. And that is hit to the second baseman. He's going to flip to the shortstop. We get an out at second and an out at first. Double play. So, double play ground out, retires the side. No runs, one hit. And at the end of 7, it is the Pioneers 5 and the Quakers nothing.
So what do we call the what express?
Etta Express is their baseball name. They've won 6 national championships in program
So
history.
you call them Etta Express.
Everyone that's their like program name. Just like for Wilmington, the women's basketball team is the Lady Quakers. No other program is the Lady Quakers except for women's basketball.
All right. You don't like chili? Oh, my gosh. You can't handle it, huh? Well, you're a Michigan fan. What do we expect? So you're more like a sushi guy?
Now pitching for Wilmington, number 24, Jared Ferenchek.
So Ferenchek in for the Quakers pitching now. We're in the top of the 8th inning, and Pioneers leading 5-0. So sushi over Skyline. I don't know. I don't like the idea of eating anything raw.
Leading off the top of the 8th inning for the Pioneers, number 23, the center fielder, Seamus Kennelly.
Seamus Kennelly up for the Pioneers, leading off the top of the 8th inning. This game has been flying. First pitch of ball. That one is hit to the right fielder. He camps under it and makes the catch. One out. One up, one out.
Pioneers, number 4, the second baseman, Jeff Snyder.
Jeff Snyder in for the Pioneers. One out. Ball one. Curve that just missed. Second pitch is a strike. We've got 1-1. Count even. That third pitch is fouled off to the right. It's 1-2. Once again, between games, we will take about a 30-minute break. We'll be back on the air, about 10 minutes before the game starts. And that is hit to the right fielder, and it is a fair ball, and he will second base. So a double.
Now batting for Marietta, number 5, the shortstop, Chris Petrucci.
That was tailing away from the right fielder as it went over the base there. So we've got one out. We've got a runner at second base in scoring position here in the top of the 8th inning. And Chris Petrucci in for the Pioneers. That is hit to the second baseman. He scoops it up off to first base. We've got 2 outs. Runner advances to third base.
Now batting for Marietta, number 13, the DH, Shane Fesco.
Fesco is up now for Marietta. He's the designated hitter. So 2 outs here in the top of the middle of the top of the 8th inning. That's a strike. And a swinging strike. 0-2. Making quick work here. Let's get him out. Got a time called here. 0-2, 2 outs. Top of the 8th inning. 5-0, Marietta over Wilmington. Pitch is outside. In fact, that almost was like a pitch out. 1-2. Strike. So, runner stranded at third base. At the end of 7.5 innings, it's Marietta 5, Wilmington nothing.
And 1 runner left on base. Quakers will bat in the bottom half of the 8th, trailing 5-0.
Once again, we've got field and track, high school track and field Tuesday at East Clinton High School. Most of the area schools will be participating in that track meet as well. Tonight, we've got our NFL draft from our studios in Jeffersonville, Ohio on WZAA and Campus Nation, so you might want to tune in. So Bly is in for the Quakers here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Game's been moving quickly. In the dirt, ball 1. See if the Quakers can get something going this inning. That's fouled back here. 1-1. That's hit down the third baseline, foul. Just a long foul ball, 1-2. That ball is hit to right field, and the right fielder snags it. 1 out.
Stepping to the batter's box for the fight Quakers, number 38, the shortstop, Daniel Hayes.
So Hayes in for the Quakers with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. That's outside. 1 ball. Ball 2. That's a strike. 2-1. That ball is hit to center field. Center fielder camps under it and makes the catch. 2 down.
Now batting for the Quakers, number 28, the left fielder, David Pointer.
David Pointer in. Left fielder for Wilmington. He was introduced into the lineup, I think, last inning. So here we are in the bottom of the 8th inning. We've got 2 outs. Marietta up 5-0. Wilmington having nothing going on right now. Strike. Now we have 3 dead flies. In the dirt. 1-1. That's a strike. 1-2. And that is hit up the middle and snagged by the second baseman, but it'll be a base hit. So that was a base hit.
Now batting for Wilmington, number 23, the right fielder, Joe Legan.
So Legan in, and we've got a runner at first base now. 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th inning. Oh, foul. 0-1. Is that one of those dance CDs? Oh, okay. Runner at first base with a lead, and that ball's outside. 1-1. That ball's hit to the shortstop. He steps on second and records the out. So, 1 hit in that inning.
For the Quakers in the bottom of the 8th, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base after 8 complete Marietta.
Going to the top of the 9th inning with Marietta in the lead, 5-0. You're listening to CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college sports. And WZAA 106.9 LPFM in Jeffersonville, Ohio. Once again, between games, we'll take about 30 minutes. We'll be back on with about 10 minutes before the game starts. So,
Now pitching for Wilmington, number 3, Brian McCarty.
So, in for Wilmington, Brian McCarty pitching now. All right, getting ready here for the top of the ninth inning. Number 5, 15.
Leading
Okay.
off the top of the ninth inning
Mike
for
Hale.
the Pioneers, number 15, the first baseman, Mike Hale.
So Hale into bat here in the top of the ninth inning. Right now, the Pioneers have a comfortable 5-0 lead. First pitch is a strike. 0-1. Next pitch is lifted in foul territory. First baseman over and makes the catch. 1 down.
Now batting for the Pioneers, number 10, the third baseman, Damian Yenzi.
So Yenzi will be in for the Pioneers. First pitch is high, a ball. 1-0. Fouled back here. Yenzi batting .246 for the Pioneers. One and one. That's in the dirt. 2-1. Got no runners on base with 1 out here in the top of the ninth inning for the Pioneers. That's fouled back to the screen. 2-2. Okay. It is now 3-2, full count. And that is slammed into the left field corner. Left fielder comes up, back infield. We've got a hit there.
Now batting for Marietta, number 14, the right fielder, Zach Ward.
So Ward in with 1 out and 1 runner on, top of the ninth inning. When Joe Davis makes perfect sense, we're in trouble.
That's exactly right.
Oh, I love Joe, but that is a ball. 1-0. What's the umpire signaling? Pitch is a strike. Outside corner. 1-1. Runner not getting much of a lead when he gets off first base. Not going, but the ball is hit to left field. It's foul ball. So, count goes to 1-2. Runner back to first base. Runner goes. Pitch is hit to right field. Right fielder in quickly. The ball is going to drop. That is a hit. So we've got runners at first and second. Little bloop fly into right field.
Marietta, number 55, the catcher, Brady Cotto.
So the Pioneers with a runner in scoring position. So Brady caught him in for the Pioneers. 1 out here in the top of the 9th. 2 runners on, first and second. Outside. Oh, a strike. That's a ball. 1-1. Even. That's fouled off to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. Top of the 9th inning, 2 runners on first and second base. 1 and 2 is the count, 1 out. Pioneers trying to maybe add a couple insurance runs here. That's in the dirt. 2 and 2. And that ball's hit into center field. Camping under. Makes the catch. Runners stay. 2 outs.
Pioneers, number 6, the left fielder, Jonathan Pingree.
So Pingree into bat for the Pioneers. We've got runners at first and second base now with 2 outs. See if we can strand these 2. That is a strike. That's inside, 1-1. Good block by the catcher, preventing the runners from advancing. That pitch is fouled back. It's 1-2. That ball slammed in left field. Going to bring a runner. He's coming to the plate. He's out. That ends the inning. Good play. Good throw from our left fielder to the catcher. Puts the tag on.
Marietta in the 9th. No runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. Fight Tigers the bat in the bottom of the 9th, trailing 5-0.
So we've got our work cut out for us. We're down 5 runs. We're going into the bottom of the 9th inning in game 1 of a 2-game doubleheader here today at Wilmington College. Rick Phillips without Joe Davis, but Joe will be in for game 2 at some point. Hopefully game 2 will not go quite as rapidly as game 1. Just approaching 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And we're just approaching almost 2 hours now into this game. 1 hour, 51 minutes so far. Not a good throw.
Leading off, the bottom of the 9th inning for Wilmington, number 10, the center fielder, Josh Chua.
Chua is up for the Quakers.
Right now we're at 1:39.
That's official time.
We've had games this year where we've been only in the 5th inning at this point in time.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. First pitch is a strike. The side armor is not wasting any pitches or any time. And he's been around the plate the whole game. That is a solid hit. Oh, he got it. So he played shallow and snagged the catch.
Now batting for Wilmington, number 29, the first baseman, Jake Hyatt.
Good play by the center fielder, and now one down here in the bottom of the ninth inning. I don't know whether I just lost.
You lost it?
Yeah.
Now batting for Wilmington, number 34, the DH, Luke Kleindahl.
Got the studio.
Internet's still on here, Rick.
Is it?
Says you're still connected.
That's it. Well, we may be. I'm not seeing it, but
I guess I still got 4 devices connected to this thing. My computer, my iPhone, an unknown device with IP address, and a laptop, which is this. Still got you connected.
it's asking for the password.
Here. A7.
Did you say A?
Yep.
This is all lowercase, right?
Yes.
A7.
C30. D56. That's gonna do it. You're wrong, boss man.
D56?
Yes.
I don't know why it lost. It just must have lost the.
And that'll conclude game 1. For Wilmington tonight, no runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left.
All
on
right,
base.
that concludes the game.
In game 1, Marietta 5 runs, 16 hits, and 1 error. Wilmington no runs, 4 hits, and 4 errors.
So that final 5-0 Marietta over Wilmington will be going to game number 2 here of our doubleheader here. In about 30 minutes, we'll be back on the air. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to have to restart anyway, so it doesn't matter.
He's eligible to play the next game.
He is. That was the quickest game ever. Ever. Was that not the quickest game ever?
That was.
That was absurd. And I'm not complaining in the slightest.
Definitely no softball games yesterday went that quick.
Softball took a long time this week.
The second game, I thought that was going to be done in like less than an hour. What was it? They got through like 5 innings in like 40 minutes, and then everything else just took another hour and a half.
internet.
Okay, 'cause the weird thing is-
I lost connection with the Sling Studio,
Oh, not the internet. I was gonna say, because my thing has said you've been on the internet. the
and
whole
now
time.
it's telling me that the password I keep entering is incorrect. So
For
I'm
this thing or for Sling?
for Sling.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna restart everything because I've got to get everything restarted anyway. So first thing I got to do is put the station back on the air.
1 hour and 51 minutes.
We're starting in a half hour.
Roughly. I always say roughly because it can change, but I would say given the alumni thing, I'd say 2:30 or 3:30 start probably.
Not even 4.
Crazy, crazy.
Selling food in here?
Nope.
Damn, it's fine.
You guys gonna get a meal over there? You want some seeds? You want some seeds? Get the goat box from the top. Oh yeah. What was that?
151.
That doesn't beat our game
There's-
cap.
there-
Our game cap is a minute 40.
There's been games where we've been in 5th inning at this time.
Yeah.
Wow. Rick, that was unbelievable.
Well,
Actually, in
so now is there some ceremony that's going to be going on?
they're doing just a little alumni, recognizing alumnuses, alumni, whatever you want to call it, that have come back
Right.
for this game this afternoon. So is Joe full time at Kohl's or is he hourly?
Well, he's an hourly employee, but
Does he
he
have
is
a degree
full-time.
or no?
I don't know.
Okay.
He went the right state, but I'm assuming he was a graduate.
Has he been at Kohl's for a long time?
I don't know how. He's been there a while.
Okay. Just be curious, interesting people's career paths sometimes. Take
Well,
some
he's
turns at times, so I was just curious.
yeah. He went through a in fact, I think he's finally divorced, but he went through one of these long
A
drawn
pretty
out.
messy, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that didn't help things, but
All right, they're not giving me any signal. Fans, in between games today, it's Alumni Day here for the Wilmington baseball program, and the program would like to recognize a couple of alumni that have returned to campus and Tewksbury Delaney Field to support the Quakers. In alphabetical order, the individuals that have returned to campus. First, a 1983 graduate, Don Anstead. 2015 graduate, Clay Cleaver. 2016 graduate Sam Craner. 2016 graduate Nate Dean. 1980 graduate Rick Delaney. 1986 graduate Jeff Lindesmith. 2010 graduate Riker Miller. 1986 graduate Dan Nero. And 2015 graduate Ronick Whitney. Baseball alumni, thank you for your support of Fighting Quaker Baseball and returning to campus here this afternoon.